Hey guys, I thought it's about was it 3 weeks post World Camps in Chicago, so to the 24-25 season. What I'm going to do now is just go through a bit of the season recap, race recap, and then my plan moving forward. It's been a little while since the race, but better late than never. And this is sort of setting me up to be able to do this heading into the new season with some majors and hopefully Stockholm World Champs. So I've got mate here to ask some questions to keep the sort of dialogue going. And yeah, so this is a bit of an informal conversation to answer some questions because I guess there would be some questions that people would have from my result at World Champs and how I sort of surprised a lot of people. However, I was not surprised, and we'll talk about that as we get through the confirmation.
Right, first of all, congrats to a fifth place in World Championship. But can you start by giving us a recap of your higher season?
Yeah, the season, it was long. The season started in the first major. I think it was Amsterdam. I raced all majors, trying to get that qualifier. I didn't, wasn't successful. Got close. I was probably one of the more consistent racers all season, to be honest, in all those majors, but wasn't able to get the qualifier. Got sick it was Glasgow, so that set you back a little bit. I had to do the last camps qualifier, got my qualifying spot there for the second year in a row, the very last spot, and then bounced back and competed at Chicago World Champs. So all in all, a lot of racing. I had to keep re-racing to get fast times because my times kept sliding down to the top 15. So it was a busy season. I think I raced 9-10 time. I think it was there. So busy season, completely different to the season I've got coming up now.
Like, did you have this up?
You're in it? No, I don't. Yeah, myself. I've done this enough now. I've raced these guys. I'm going into my 4th year as elite, so this is my 3rd year as elite. I know what my potential is. I know my pace is. I know what I'm capable of. So is what I didn't doubt myself.
So, which race was the upgood T race leading up to the World Camping Bee?
All the races were key. Every time I raced, it was to qualify for the World Champs or it was to get a time to get back into the Amig race. So every race I was always fighting for something. Yeah, either with the earliest positions of the World Champs. So they're all very important. But the last chance qualifier was sort of nail in the coffin where I had to perform on the day. But they're all very good.
Right. So, so you said all races are important, but do you see any races at failures, or do you see them at learning points? Or
no, there's no failures there. The Amsterdam initial race where I had an issue with misunderstanding a judge, where I did an extra legs of burpees, like things like that. I could take as a huge negative and kick the bird and be upset. But now moving forward, I know take initiatives from the judges and not on there, especially because of the language barrier in different countries. But it's all learning. It's all learning.
Yeah. So, did you change your training throughout the season?
Yeah, basically, at the start of the season, I got recruited. I started working with a running coach because I knew that's a low-hanging fruit to me. My I'm one of the best station athletes out there. But my running is good, but it's subpar compared to a lot of other elite athletes. So I've got a running coach. We implemented basically at the start of the season working on a 10K running plan, and that progressed into more of a half marathon running plan. And I think that's the that distance and that energy system and that speed is what I needed for Hyrox. But everything else, like I programmed myself, my strengths, my conditioning, I'm probably now able to handle a little bit more, and I'll be doing something very similar to see from my training because I know it works.
So ramping up the running then. So how many kilometers a week do you run on average?
Yeah, I think I averaged through the season between 80 to 110 at a big weight.
That's a lot of kilometers. So, has the station taken a hit, or have you been forced to change your strength training or anything else due to the high kilometer running?
Yeah. So what I used to do a lot of is hypertrophy and strength endurance training. So working in sets of 8 up to 20. Pretty much dropped that, and I was only doing low reps. So 3 reps up to 6 at most. And that allowed my legs not to get beaten up so I can progress my journey. Well, that was probably the biggest to me, yeah. So I was noticing at the start of the season I couldn't, I was just keep keeping leg. So I dropped, went low reps, added, just focused more on strengths, absolute strengths, and it was, well, so heavy weights, no reps.
Right, okay. Really interesting. So then you could do more running without the pavement.
Yeah, I could get my legs turning fast.
Okay. So what challenges did you face during the season, and how did you overcome?
Challenges is not having a fast enough time, being set back, having to fight, get back in. So that means I'm racing a lot. I thought I would have been racing on average, every month. That's a lot. It's a lot of stress. Another factor is sickness. Every year I seem to get sick. I've got an idea of what I'm going to do this season to try to counter that. But basically racing a lot, getting sick is some setbacks I had.
Yeah. Good. So what do you think that's makes you, like, why are you in the top of the world when it comes to high up? When you have kids and maybe not perfect sleep, maybe not perfect recovery, what make it possible, you think?
I think my ability to get the work done, and I've been saying this since the start. My background in the military, I'm robust enough to be able to handle all these other stresses. I'm able to stay consistent. And if you look at my running, just like when I started, my 10K was 37 minutes. Like nothing's done fast. And they always said you needed like a sub 35. That was a report, sub 35 10K to be an elite. And I was like, I can't run those paces, but I was able, after it was my 4th or 5th race, I was elite, and I haven't been out since. So it's my ability to suffer and keep working at a high enough intensity that my power doesn't drop off so much. And as my training age is getting older, I'm able to pick those threshold paces up. It's basically my ability to lift thresholds for the race. And then my running paces aren't great. My erg paces aren't great. I'm not really strong, but I've got enough of every game to do well.
So back to the military, you said you have done a lot to take from the military. Do you mean a mental robustness to recover from training, or do you mean physical robustness?
Everything. The ability to withstand and endure. So to handle the workload. I've got 2 kids. I don't sleep awesome. I'm still working. I've still got other stresses, but I'm able to handle that because of what I believe I went through when I was younger, like in military. So being exposed to those stresses, this is not so stressful. Yeah. And how do they describe it? Yeah.
So you also told me, period, that your ability, your threshold is almost the same as your B2 Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, like my 1K all out pace is pretty similar to what I average in a Hyrox, which is amazing. Yeah, so I think in Chicago I averaged the 332 including block zone, which is super fast. If you people who follow me in training on Strava, they will see like my paces. Pretty much what I do in training there, but I'm able to do that after pushing sleds, pulling a sled. So something I need to think about in the future is driving that up. But those paces is pretty similar to what I can do in all that effort.
So what's the 1K to you?
I think it's going to be probably around that 310, 312. Yeah. I actually haven't done it. Definitely. I had this going up what I can be. But I don't work in distances to training. I work for fun because I don't like going in track. Okay. Have you measured your obesity muscle? Yeah, I'd measured it last year. It was 53. But not high. And this shows me I'd like to do it again at some point. But it showed me like I don't have a huge VO2, quite low actually. I think to like an elite athlete, but a quite threshold you allowed you to do by people.
Do you think they got correct measurement, or did something wrong?
I don't know. I was near the dark. It was the first time I did one, and I could only go off the guy who did it was quite professional. Yeah. So he said it was all done real. So yeah, if you're interested to retest in the future, but for any aspiring athletes out there, I don't have a huge VO2 and I can feel what I do.
He's a very hard. Right. If you go over and talk about the World Championship race in Chicago, so how did you see it going into the race?
So great. I felt that I was ready. My training data suggested this is the fittest I've been. Of hitting consistent running efforts, like in my training, which suggested I'm able to hold decent paces in comparisons to what I had before. I introduced different types of training, like heat training, like heat tolerance, cooling sort of effect as well, which you can go into. But this was I just go off my data, my fitness.
Right. So your tactic for the race. So what's the goal for the race, and what's the tactic?
So my goal, I was very open about it. I wanted top 5. I wanted top 5 because I wanted a chance at the auto qualifier, and also I've got a 6 before. I think it was nice. You know, I did, but that was one goal. And I actually was pretty much stuck. It was my diet. Good top 5. Yeah. Okay. Strategy. Yeah, strategy. It doesn't really change for me. I've been Burke in the past where I've got my ego let take over, and I've tried to run paces which I'm not capable of. I'm not capable. They're not sustainable for me. I've tried to pull that skier at a pace which I shouldn't be doing, and I've suffered consequences. So I learned from those mistakes. I don't do that anymore. Every race I do, pretty similar. I know I can conserve these in the run. I let the guys go. And you might think I'm running slow, but I'm not. It's in the days ties just go crazy. I know my sled pull is my weapon. And if I go in too hot and if I cook myself before then, I can't hit it well because that's where I'll bring back the field. So I know I need to go in that, not too much in your red. And then the race really, that's when the fighting happens. Yeah. And then I'm back in the mix and always positioned around the middle there. But this race felt different from the start because I believe these other trainings I've been doing. So I felt in control the whole time. Yeah, I wasn't panicking. I don't really panic, but I didn't have that wolf. I don't know if I can sustain this. I felt in control the whole went through.
So you said you're not running slow in the beginning. So to start with the first run, how far do you think you run? Because I saw you were at 14th or 15th state together with Bowie, and Tim Venice, I think, was in the leading. So what do you think is the difference between the run paces on the very first lap?
I go into the ski 3 seconds time it, but yeah, it's a lot. In you look at when we race Faget, JK first in, I was 20 we put equal running, and then by Seb Bush from back. So they go really fast. I don't need to do that, especially in Chicago. That first run was 4+ minutes, and now I know that if I go too hard and I'm running for an extra 40 seconds than what I'm used to, my heart rate is going to go up even more. So I have to be used to.
I was talking 3:20 pace, 3:30 pace on the third run.
The guys are probably running like a low 320, maybe 315. I'm probably like a 325, 330, maybe around somewhere there. I'm definitely more conservative. I actually don't know what it is, but you look at the footage, you see how far I am behind. But that never at any point do I see I've raced these guys so many times, I know how the break played out.
So Hunter, 138 says on the C, Sim was 141, 143. What was your debate? 146.
34. It's still fast. Yeah, for the average athlete, but it's not. I can't. I've tried to pull harder. It doesn't work for me. I run out of it and I'm compromised more for the rest of the race. I stick to my pace. I don't know, I can't have 7.
You were 44 seconds behind the leader that pulled in. And I don't know if you know, you lost time on the sled push in. You lost time on the push. Do you know that?
Yeah.
And so then sled pull in, you were 126 behind leader. So did you at any time realize you were that far behind, or is that normal for you?
No. Yeah, I can push the sled faster. I choose not to.
Yeah. Okay. Just to gain from your range.
I need to run out of that with energy. You know, I need to not cook. That dreadful is where I always pull myself back into here. If I extend too much on the split foolish, I can't run properly. By the time I go into the pool, I'm gassed more. I can't use my leverage well. Like, my legs are more compromised. Something I could focus on training, it keep maybe up a little bit. Maybe get 15, 20 seconds faster. But my race plan seems to work pretty well as far, but something I can be just incorporating.
Right. So did it mean that coming into the burpees, you had a lot of energy?
Strong. Yeah, I felt strong. But again, Vegas was a prime example where I come in third and I tried to match the other guys in the burpees. So I never took a knee. I kept just standing up and then that drew me up. I hit my max heart rate then and I never recovered. So I learned from that, even though I feel great halfway. So I'll step up halfway. I go to a knee. I lose 15 seconds on average to the other guys, but I know I can run and I know I had to get my max heart rate and I know I can do well in the lunges and the wall balls, which is where I use the cat's up as well. If I go stand on the full send on the burpees, I'm not coming back. I've done whole. I'll start with leading power and that's not the So I had to learn the hard way many times.
Right. Really come to that. Have you ever tried doing it like 100? What the burpee?
I never say I never will be able to, but I think my anatomy, my build, this is too dynamic for me. The gas. I know my limits.
Right. Okay. So coming into the rower then, is we keep talking about the race. So did you know exactly what position you have here?
Yeah, the row is the perfect place. So really, when you get there, you start rowing. You look around and you can see where everyone is and you can see when people are coming in. And I can start doing the maths like, okay, he's a minute behind and he's not a threat. Oh, no. I'm 80 meters behind the guy to the velocity. I do from basically if I can sit on the road and about, so 250 meters in, if I'm pulling 145, 146 and it's easy, I'm in a good place. And that's exactly what was happening. It was like, I don't need to rush this. I just need to get it pace. I could see other guys drifting up over the 150. That wasn't happening to me. So I'm like, I'm in this pace. I just need to be conservative here and not overcook it too much because I have to be able to run out of this. And it gives me a lot of hope when I see it. It's very motivating.
So 145, 146 in the row you're pulling, and you don't train that much in the row, is that right?
No, not really. I see the amount of time that I have to put in it to get. When I look at the other elites and they're pulling 142, 143, to get to that level requires a lot. It is. Yeah, I could probably quicken up my row 5 seconds. Like the amount of hours I'd have to put into that, which I'm starting to do more rowing now, but it's more to be able to run efficiently out of this. There's bigger fish to fry still for me. Yeah. When I compare myself to other athletes, 145, 146 I don't need to do a lot more.
Not meant second surgery.
No, just running is where I make it because that's where I needed both this small one. But if everything else stays the same and I get 5 seconds per run quicker, I'm running some 55 minutes. That's if everything else stays the same. I know I can. But
So then coming out of the rower, did you feel like you can hold run pace, slow down, or did you even pick up it?
I feel good. I go into trial again. But the first minute sucks. It's like, and then you find your legs. There's a bit of shock there, but I felt once that initial, pretty much when you get out, do a couple of bends, run to a couple of bends, you come back into your body, and yeah, I felt.
Okay. So then into the farmer's guy. I know you had a few battles with your Aussie teammate Tim Kelly before Stockholm many years ago. You didn't see any of them there, did you? You were ahead.
Yeah, I think JK dropped him and I overcooked him. He came in front of me, I think, and then he dropped him. I overcooked him. The crowd went a bit crazy. I could see guys fatigued. I think the Toronto passed him. I knew that guys were hurting, and I still felt strong there. I know after that arms carry, I'll top another girls. So psychologically, I know I've got energy coming. But I think Tom Rogers is on his way up then too. So we're us three Aussies all around there together. Pretty cool to see on and Bo as well on an APAC representation. I mean, yeah, like we're all in the mix, which is pretty cool to see.
Really, really good rate. And then your too strong workout, the Lantus and the wall ball. Did you feel like I got it now? This is my strong workout. Did you feel good going into the Lancer?
Yeah. Well, my last couple of races, I've been able to go full send on the Lunders, and I've been down to do like 240s. It could be. I chose not to do that this time because I had JK next to me, Form Rogers is there, and I know they can run really well out of us. I know if I push these Lunders more than I should, I can't run out of it. I'm very slow out of it. Yeah, I lose 15 seconds on the 20 second. I chose not to do that to be able to stay in contention with the running, and that's what happened. I was able to be just behind ZK, but he just came in front of me in the and I'm ready just on my heel with the.
Right. So how did it feel to go baseline?
Good. An accomplishment. I didn't realize I'd got fifth. I thought I got sixth. I was a little bit bummed. And Christian and Mose have found the Fire Rocks. They congratulated me. And they say, yeah, your kids got ordered for higher. I was like, no, and they're like, no, you got fifth, John. They pulled out the phone, and then the sound was like, Shobi. That was ecstatic. That feeling. That's my drug. Yeah, nah. All the hard work. I put it out in the universe. I want to be a fish, and the universe served it up. From literally all the hard work and sacrifice. All the 2 years of feeling this thing out on the race, for qualification purposes, it all paid off. And it felt really, really big. An accomplishment. All the hard work coming to fruition, and yeah.
You did lie down also because you were so fan.
I did. Yeah. Oh wait. Like when I finish, I'm absolutely spent. I go back from that, and I get that was a 55-minute City 48 race or whatever it was. I'm absolutely done. Ali's not much out there, so I hit the deck. There's been a lot of discussion of ideas.
How many go? What did you left through?
I think so.
Look at your pick first.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Barcelona, that was a dog cart because I was coming back from Sydney. People didn't, if you followed me, you would know that my heart rate's so much higher than what it should have been. I had to suffer in that. I had to do the wall balls. I've broken. But this black, performance-wise, it was probably my best route. And it's given me a lot of hope years ago because I know how that felt. And I was, slightly like Billy.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So the people don't know that. Now you're as number 5 in the West End. You're auto qualifies for all of the major season, right?
Yeah.
So that we change anything, because you mentioned your dress needed to qualify, you need break. How's that bit change now? Yeah, upcoming.
It changes the whole season. I get to plan. Then I always for previous seasons I planned from the first major, and then usually I'll fall down and I have to go race again to get back in. Now I'll get 2 A races. Melbourne will be an A race, and then Stockholm. So I get to build for months, and I haven't had that before. And goal setting for that means I'll target Melbourne if I want a podium in front of family and friends. I haven't been back to Australia in 6 years, also 6. So I get to go back and do it kind of family and friends. We get to qualify. But basically it means I get to say, and I have time. I don't need rush things. If I get sick, touch wood, it doesn't. But it's I've become my hands and that I never had before.
No. So what do you do to recover your actually?
So right now, I'm on a strength program. I had a consult with my physio in Australia, Brad Deere, and basically he thinks I've got a bit of tendinopathy because I started working with a run coach. I started working at faster effort than I have before. I don't have the background in running. I probably pushed it a bit too much. So basically now I need to strengthen my Achilles to handle what I'm asking it to do. And it's only just started. So it's 2 weeks in and it feels amazing. So hopefully it's going to get stronger. Hopefully I can keep doing on top of that. And I'm very hopeful that by the time Hamburg comes around, I'll be running hang through.
Right. Okay. So what do you think the Achilles injury come from? Like,
Doing something I haven't done before. It basically started when I was doing more speed work. Yeah.
okay. So
It's just a stress and it's just a weak point. Now I have some action there.
and that's so then you can handle the brain.
Yeah. So, like anything in life, there's a weak point in it. Then for ages, I was told not to touch, just let it go because there could be something else going on. But we're talking 6, 7 months of pain. And a morning hobbling for the first 22 pain 20 minutes of run, I had to change something and it's loaded a professional fin and I was straight fair and it seems to be working.
No, simple. Okay. So I was listening to Imeni's podcast on the podcast the other day, and he said that we lowered it one volume from 120 centimeter to 80 kilometer, and from that basically it became faster. Is something you consider? You were up to like 110, we said, when you were higher week. Is something you consider just to like attack Emis working with you?
Yeah, so now I'm 60 pace, 50, 60 pound. I'm building up now. Thing with, I guess, for me, I don't have a running background, so I'm playing catch up with a lot of the runners. I don't have decade or look. With university, I wasn't running. College, I was 21, 22, and I was doing the wall. Like I ran, but I never did it competitively. So I've got a bit of catch up to get faster. If I can get away with it, yeah, for sure. Definitely, maybe at the end, towards the end of the season, where I've done a lot of building at the start, I could probably get away with lowering it. I don't know. Next season, as I get older, I've liked to think I have to lower it up. It's because I've done the work in the last couple of years.
Right. So do you do any skill training at running? Like developing the way you're up?
Is this things I should do? When I was younger, I competed in athletics. I was a drawer, but every training session we start with running drills. So I know that I've got the basic principles and techniques, so I can implement them. But sure, time was a bit of an issue. Like I don't get to the track. When I run in the morning, I wake up and I keep running straight away because I don't have time. It's something I should potentially implement in the sheet. Yeah, be good technique and efficiency. It's gonna go a long way for me. So something I need to improve.
Cool. So more about the next seasons of your goal.
So obviously qualify for another world champ, so hopefully get my 4th qualifier. I want a podium in Melbourne in front of family and friends. That'll be a big moment. I'll be 5 years sober at that race around that time. My daughter also turns 4, so that's a big moment for me. And then for world champs, I think getting top 5 again is going to be my goal. Then that really cements me as being one of the best pirates athletes. Yes, 3 world champs. I've got a 6th tonight and a 5th. But average around that 6. If I get top 5 again, I think that cements you is one of the you're one of the best, and that's I can't ask for anything more. But to say I want to win it, I know my limitations. My running still needs time, so I just don't have that yet. I need time. But definitely partying in Melbourne is one of the things, and
Yeah.
maybe unreal.
Yeah. So why do you think that people in general talking?
Probably, I don't know if followers don't really, because I know how much work I do. But basically, I think it's I haven't won a major. I haven't run I'm never going to run a 53, or probably even a 54. Like I'd like to break 55. I saw any times result running, as I keep saying. But basically, I haven't done anything crazy. I haven't set the world on fire, but I'm consistent. And on my times to do the last season, I had about 6 or 7 races where I was 10 to 20 seconds of been business apart, and not like 57. Where if you look at a lot of other athletes, they might have a 53 or 54, down to 58. There's a lot of ping ponging. You don't really see that as thing. Right. Okay.
So you said you haven't played high in any major, but I was actually watching the World Cup in Manchester, and I saw that and you were very low. Run all the run before the lunges, it was missed.
Tom's carry.
The run before the arm of the carry, because I was there and I saw the screen tells to you to run. Is that right?
Yeah.
You also do another lap, right?
Yeah, the screen. So for context, Manchester, we had to run 4 laps. Bloody confusing at the end of the race. So we're using the Aussies as a screen. After pretty much, I think after so poor, like I was by focusing on counting is sort of G-rated. I was in the locker. Also had me doing high rocks a long time now, so staying switched on to that half. Yeah, the screen told me to run another lap when I thought I had to come in. I wasn't using time or anything like this. I didn't. Now I'll put someone in to make sure they count. I followed the directions of the screen, and when I come around again and I seen guys who were behind me doing the Sparms Pally, I believe it was, I knew I'd made a mistake, and that never fired me again. And I ended up passing those guys. But I did make a mistake there. In theory, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Like I should have got a bird. But people probably forget about that. A lot of people, and also a lot of new people will be known that. Yeah, Orox is growing so much that that's old news now. It's 2 years.
Yeah. So it was about a minute till up there.
A minute, yeah, but probably 50 seconds. Before that, so yeah, so got 340, 3 pace.
Yeah. Right. So these coming months, as you call it, off season. I don't know if you call it off season because it's racing very soon. But how do you balance now the source of us coming in Hamburg and you have to balance it out to recover from the work, to recover from the season, and
basically now I've got getting my Achilles strong. Get back into running. I want to push that. That's the biggest margin I can improve on. I'll start implementing specificity probably in last 6 weeks. That'll put you back. Because I think Hamburg is like 10 to 11 minutes. Dude, not that long run. But in the meantime, I won't hit around the 14, 16 hours. So when I transition to doing a lot more harvest starts, it's sort of shock to me. But basically, I'll just be getting strong again or staying strong, keeping those low reps, get my running up. I want to aim to do a half marathon September, October. I want to hit a good time at that. I want to bring my thresholds, make it faster. the goals lap. I want to average around that 3:30. That's around that. That's KV Cup, but
I will time that in our park. I have.
I more look at what I can hold sustainable pace. That's more important for me because then that transfers to a whole. Right? Me person.
Is there any other reason apart from hierarchy you're aiming to?
I'm going to do an event this weekend. Just drive. It depends. I'm Borders Gym. I don't mind doing these things. It's risk of injuries. I'm just low when I'm used to doing high rushes. But if there are other things come up potentially, but high rocks is pretty much where my enter goes now. It's pretty much always turned to be a drum scene now, so it's a lot loading, and it's always growing so much. I really need to capitalize on this. Why in the doing the
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to other athletes that's a bit younger in the sport? You have done so many years now. So, like in a sense, and sake, you nämnde alla att vi hjälper dig att uppehåll.
It really depends on background where you're coming from. Yeah, my advice I'd give to people at the start was a big aerobic base. That's because I didn't have one. But if you're coming from, like, as I see now, guys from triathlon are coming in and they're doing well, they have the base. So I think like getting a big coach is a good easy way. It cut a lot of the fat so you don't make a mistake. But once upon a time, all they said, got to be as strong as you can, got to be as fast as you can. I see the sport transitioning where specificity is probably coming. We're seeing guys who are not overly strong, you can't feather much, doing well on the sled pull, pushing the sled, you can't squat much. Specializing more in high rock commutedness is things to be paying off when you got younger guys who are lighter, who are fast, but they're able to move in the stations as big as the other guys. So I think there's a changing period happening here. So getting good technique, learning how to be efficient, managing volume and intensity. That intensity is if you're not used to it, it's what's going to make you sick. It's what's going to get you to you're not going to sleep well. It took me a while to be able to manage it and build up to what I can handle now. But I can seem to get a handle a lot now because I had to go through and then going into my 4th year of seeing this. Yeah, there's a big part for that. But if you're not used to it, leave it the rest of me up and let that. I think.
So, with the strength number, so what your lifetime TB in the back compared to what a bit now?
I can only go off what I was doing when I was in the military, and I was 90 kilos, 93 kilos, and I was doing. I never did 1 RMs in that, but I know I was doing 10 reps, 4 sets at 160 kilos. That pretty good. Yeah. But I was a gunner, so I was carrying a lot of weight. You also walking up mountains in Afghanistan, you she gun and with a lot of weight in the pack. So I was strong, but I didn't have much aerobic capacity. So in that power train, but now like I'm starting getting back into sporting, I'm doing 4 reps at 120.
A higher up, so that's it now. It seems to be enough. Do you find it hard to get the numbers up when you do a lot of endurance, or is it deep for you?
I need to hit it at least once a week to maintain it, but I'll lose probably 10%. Yeah, I think I was down to like 115 for like 4 to 5 reps at World 10. I didn't lose a heap, but yeah, you do lose a bit, but high rocks you don't need to be overly strong. You just need your strainer.
Right. First thing, question on the deadlift. I'm doing deadlift.
Yeah, I do deadlift. Yeah, just like foundational strength. It's not crazy right now. I'm at 130 or 135 for reps. Not impressive. And yet I'm one of the fastest sled pullers.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Many coaches talk about the importance of the order.
I think it does structurally, like integrity of injury prevention and all this, but is where efficiency is more important. Yeah, this is proving is there's a lot of guys. Yeah, moving is just as well as big clean.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts? or necessary? You would like to say?
Yeah, I guess thanks to all the followers and supporters I get, who've been following me for a long time. It means a lot to get now the support I do. Keep me motivated. I'm doing this for more than just myself now. I've developed a bit of a following around military like members, people in addiction, battlers, I guess, which is sort of my messaging I stand for, that anyone can overcome obstacles and change your life. I'd like to thank the sponsors, I guess, well, definitely, not I guess. They'd be great, and it's hopefully more opportunities are going to come now.
That people and sponsors reach out also, basically.
Yeah. So there's opportunities on the horizon. Like any key, I've got some managers now, so who are helping. So really thankful to them. Now the sport's growing into what it is and becoming so much more professional. We need professional help with these matters.
And you, what do you mean with that? You need cap bumper.
Corporate contracts, like here, I'm not a lawyer. We need contracts, like legal advice about what to do, like how do we manage this? What do they need? What they trust? What do we have to do for them? Legalities. Yeah, so it's becoming professional. So it's heading in the good direction, the right direction. I never thought it would head in this direction when I first started. I'm very thankful to be where I am now.
That must be a balance as well. Like, how have you balanced the number of sponsors and how much this had to do for each one, right?
Yeah, and I'm just following from guidance from Root and what I can commit to. Like I'm with ESN now, which is awesome. MLA sponsor now. Hopefully, I can grow that into more for the permanent contract. But again, like I'm very grateful to ESN and rather little one. Hopefully, we can make more permanent. Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, where can people follow you or reach out to you online?
Yeah, so John Peterson Sobriety on Instagram. This could be on YouTube. So my YouTube channel, John Peterson Sobriety, building this up. But basically, the forms to communicate with us. So it's to reach out to me, and I'm also at advanced in that. People all have to chat as well. Just a bloke like anyone else who's trying to get through this world and do the best they can. And I like sharing, and yeah, hopefully we do more of that. Years cool. And thanks, mate. You did. We were right.